Good morning, student. We are going to study today refraction at convex surfaces from rarer medium to denser medium when real image will form. Let us suppose that we have a convex surface like this. Now, first medium is taken as the rarer medium whose refractive index is mu1, whose absolute refractive index is taken as mu1, and the refractive index of the denser medium is taken as mu2. Now, C is the center of curvature of this convex refracting surface. P is called as pole, and line joining P and C is called as the principal axis. Suppose that O is an object placed at the principal axis, which is at some distance from the pole. Now, suppose that a ray incident from the point object O on the principal axis, after refraction it meet with the principal axis where a real image is formed. In this figure, we have supposed that the ray incident from the object along the principal axis, because in this case angle of incidence is 0 degree. That's why the light ray passes in the same direction without deviation. But in the case of oblique rays incident here at this point, this is taken as the normal Cn at point A. Cn is the normal. That's why the incident ray, this one, makes an angle which is called as the angle of incidence, and this angle is taken as the angle of refraction. That's why the incident ray after refraction at A bend towards the normal, because this second medium is the denser while this medium is the rarer. And we know that when light ray refracted from rarer medium to denser medium, it deviates towards the normal. For this refraction, our target is to find the relation between object distance, which is taken as this, and this one is the image distance. So our target is to find out relation between object distance, image distance, and this one is the radius of curvature r. So we are going to find the relation between these three quantity. Object distance conventionally written as u, image distance by v, and radius of curvature by capital R. So our aim is to find out relation between u, v, r. How we can find this relation? To find this relation, we have only one tool, which is known as the Snell's law. We have only Snell's law. And according to Snell's law, we know that sine of angle of incidence, sine I upon sine r, sine of angle of incidence divided by sine of angle of refraction is equal to refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. Refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium. With the help of this formula, we are going to find out relation between u, v, and r, these three quantity. Okay, so let us start to find out this relation. Now let us, one thing must be clear, that this angle is taken as the angle of incidence, while this angle is taken as angle of refraction. So when we are going to use Snell's law, so we have to find out angle I, angle R, but angle I is in the air and angle R is in the medium. So it is very difficult to find out values of this angle. So to find out these values, we have to suppose some angles which can be measured. So for this, let us suppose that this angle as alpha, this angle as beta, and this angle as gamma. Look at here, we are going to find out these relations, that is I and R, value of I and R. So for this, suppose that this angle is alpha, this one is the beta, and this angle is gamma. So from right angle triangle, which one triangle? From right angle triangle OMI, from right angle triangle OMA, we can easily find out value of I, because I is the exterior angle, and alpha, we are using the triangle OCA. From this triangle we can very easily find out value of I, as I is the exterior angle of this triangle. We can find out I equal to alpha plus gamma. In similar way, we can find out value of angle R also. Look at these equations. These are the values UBR. I as equal to alpha and gamma. This value is taken from the help of triangle OCA. This value is written by from triangle OCA. Exterior angle is equal to the sum of two opposite interior angle. Exterior angle I is equal to sum of two opposite interior angle alpha and gamma. Okay. Similarly, we can find out value of angle R with the help of triangle. Now we are going to use triangle ICA. From this triangle, ICA, we can very easily write down exterior angle gamma is equal to sum of two opposite interior angle, beta plus R. So beta and R are the interior angle of this triangle. So value of gamma can be find out using this triangle. Okay, when we find out these values of I and R is the gamma minus beta, we can very easily use the Snell's law. But our problem is to how can we measure the value of alpha, beta and gamma. The value of alpha, beta and gamma can be measured in the terms of distances along the principal axis. So using right angle triangles, these triangles OMA, from right angle triangle OMA, we can find out value of alpha. From right angle triangle, what? IMA, from right angle triangle IMA, we can easily find out value of beta, and from right angle triangle, CMA, we can find out angle gamma very easily. Okay, using these three right angle triangles, we can find value of alpha, beta, gamma very easily. Okay, look at these equations. Alpha equal to written by AM upon MO. Alpha can be written as perpendicular upon base. The perpendicular is AM. Here we are written here MA upon MO. Since I and R are taken as were taken very small in the previous assumptions. So it has already taken as assumption as angle I and R are very small, aperture is very small, so we can write tan alpha as alpha. So we have here alpha equal to MA upon MO. Similarly, we can find the value of tan beta MA upon MI from right angle triangle IMA. Again beta is small, so we can write MA upon MI. Similarly, we can find value of tan gamma MA upon MC, since gamma is also small because I and R are taken as small. So gamma will be equal to MA upon MC. Now, according to Snell's law, we are going to use Snell's law. Sin I upon sin R equal to refractive index of second medium with respect to first medium, which is the relative refractive index. Means sin I upon sin R can be written as mu2 upon mu1, where mu2 and mu1 are the absolute refractive index. Since I and R taken as small, so we can write I upon R equal to mu2 upon mu1. By cross multiplication, we can write it by mu1 I equal to mu2 R. Now substituting value of I and R in this equation, and also substituting value of alpha, beta, gamma directly, then and after solving we can get this result. I try to explain this. Look here. First we have to suppose the value of I and R in this equation, so we can write here mu1 into alpha plus gamma equal to mu2 into what? Gamma minus beta. After that, substitute value of alpha, beta and gamma in this equation. Substitute all this value. When you substitute this value, we can get mu1 in bracket alpha means MA upon MO plus beta MA upon MI. These are the value of alpha plus gamma. Now substitute value of gamma and beta. So here mu2 in bracket gamma means MA upon MC minus MA upon MI. Okay. Now, since aperture of the refracting surface already taken as very small, so in place of MO, MI, MC, we can write in place of MO by PO. Similarly, in place of MI, this can be written as PI, and in place of MC, we can write here PC. After substituting all these values and cancelling this MA, we can very easily get this result. We can get this one result very easily. This one, mu1 upon PO plus mu2 upon PI equal to mu2 minus mu1 upon PC. Okay. Now using sign convention, PO can be written as minus mu PI plus V PC plus R, because distance PO is measured opposite to the direction of incidence ray. Distance PI is measured in the direction of incident ray, and PC also in the direction of incident ray. Okay, substituting this value, we get this result very easily. So this is the relation between u, v and r, which is mu 1 upon minus u plus mu 2 upon v equal to mu 2 minus mu 1 upon r. This relation is known as relation for the refractive index. Okay, this relation is known as relation of the refractive index. On the similar technique, we can very easily find out the formula for virtual image by the convex surface. This one, mu 1 upon minus u plus mu 2 upon v equal to mu 2 minus mu 1 upon r. Formula for both the cases, either image form real or virtual, formula will be same. And on the similar technique and assumptions, we can also find out formula for the refraction at concave surface, and this formula again will be same. Okay, so revise this topic. Next time we will discuss about the refraction at convex surface when real image is formed and when refraction takes from denser medium to rarer medium. Thank you.